Pokémon started out with 151 unique monsters and kept adding more over the years. There are currently 1,025 Pokémon, and even more if you count all the variants.
The dream of catching them all has become more unrealistic as time goes on, and with vintage cards and limited printing of some mons, it can be pretty expensive too.
In this video, I'm going to walk you through the journey of collecting them all, but there's a catch. I had to break even financially, meaning for every $1 I spent, I'd have to sell my childhood cards to make up for it. Selling some of my best childhood cards wasn't easy. As a kid, I was really into it. The games, the shows, the cards. My cousins and I would draw Pokemon and make up our own as well. My dad wasn't into it himself, but he made us custom cards for fun and helped me learn how to be creative. Over the years, I amassed a decent collection, but still was lacking even in the generations I was most into it. To make matters worse, the cards I was missing were the ones that were most expensive in most cases. One winter day, I randomly pulled out my Pokemon cards. I decided to collect the 16 original Pokemon I lacked, but since the cards would surely decrease in value, I didn't want to spend more than $100. Turns out, the big three, even damaged, costed around $50, so I figured it wasn't possible. Luckily, I won $26, which I figured I could add to the budget, and I started looking for a low-cost Charizard. Over the next month, I started watching closely online for cards I needed. I wasn't worried about condition or edition, but I chose to pick up the holo versions whenever possible. With some patience, I was able to get all 16 cards for $89, which compares very well to how expensive it would be to replicate today, even if using more damaged cards. Pokemon cards exploded back into popularity during the pandemic. I wasn't into it for a while until I got online and saw how much some of my old cards were worth. Some of my extra cards were worth $10, $20, or over $100, while bulk cards from the newer sets sold from anywhere between 2 cents to 25 cents. Quickly, I came up with the idea of seeing how many cards it would take for me to sell for me to get one of every Pokemon. First, I sold my Arcanine Holo and my Feraligatr. Then I bought as many different Pokemon as possible in each order. At first I was able to keep track mentally, but I quickly lost track and had to start making pages of lists to keep up with everything. After selling a few more cards, I reached the end of Pokemon with inexpensive prints. I didn't enjoy it, but I bought all of the rare Ultra Beast cards. But I couldn't justify spending $8 or more for a Mantike or some of the other baby commons, so I made those 3 myself. Although opening the mail to find new cards was fun, it also felt too easy. Most of the joy came as I earned the cards. Run 2 miles? Earn a card. 50 push-ups? Card. Host a movie night with friends? Card. It made the journey more memorable. I don't think I'll ever forget biking 7 miles through the fields of Idaho yelling, "First Surskit! First Surskit!" At this time, the new generation was announced, and it was reported that all cards going forward would gain the silver borders. So I picked up the remaining stragglers so I could have all of the Kanto to Galar Pokemon with the yellow borders. I got caught up, but I was also operating at a deficit. For the first time since I was a kid, I bought the cards as they came out. Once again, it was fun, but it felt too easy. So, the way I earned the cards was to play through the video game. Every time I beat a boss or a gym, I'd then release my team's 2 or 3 most valuable Pokemon, and then I'd keep the cards in their place. This added a lot of strategy to both the game and what cards I would buy. As I wrapped up the collection, it was surprising how much I spent. Small purchases added up, and anytime I saw a trainer gallery for a good price, I had to snag it. It was time to say goodbye to more cards. My top series, my Skyridge cards, and a prize pack Umbreon I pulled in a tournament. They all helped, but it wasn't enough. I had to keep going. The cards started selling faster, each one of them making up for 40 or 50 cards. The end was in sight, but then something unexpected happened. My Rayquaza EX, a card I pulled in my 3rd grade year, a card that I had listed for far above market value because I didn't want to sell, was gone. But with it went the deficit. And that's how I used my childhood collection to fill out the full Pokédex and all regional variants. This last week I finally got the final card that I'd drawn when I was buying up Ferroseed cards, which is a whole nother story. In total, I figure I bought over 2,000 cards and sold about 72. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.